It all happened in the blink of an eye. 1 second, the hallway was filled with laughter, cruel, ugly laughter, and the next, the bullies who tore Amara's skirt were down on their knees, their faces pale, trembling, begging for forgiveness in front of the entire school. But to understand that moment, you have to know everything that led up to it. Amara's first day. Amara Jackson was only 14 when she stepped into Eastbrook High, clutching her backpack straps, her eyes scanning the sea of unfamiliar faces. Her family had just moved from Atlanta to this small town in Oregon. Her mom got a teaching job at a nearby college, and her dad worked remotely in IT. To Amara, the move felt like being uprooted and planted in an alien world. Everything felt colder, not just the weather, but the stairs. She was the only black girl in the entire 9th grade, and it was impossible to blend in even if she wanted to. Her honey-brown skin, beautifully braided hair, and confident walk, which was more of a defense mechanism than actual confidence, made her a target from day one. That day, she wore a dark green skirt and a white blouse, hoping to make a good impression. But in Eastbrook, standing out was dangerous. The bullies, Reagan, Skylar, and Maddie. They walked like they owned the school. Reagan, tall and blonde with the sharp tongue, Skylar, the giggly one who did whatever Reagan did, and Maddie, quieter, but with a phone always ready to record cruelty like it was entertainment. From the first period, Reagan locked eyes on Amara and whispered something to Skylar that made both of them snort. Amara pretended not to notice, but it was already beginning. In the lunchroom, Reagan accidentally spilled orange juice on Amara's tray. In gym, Skylar kicked her shoe across the court. And in between classes, Maddie snapped photos of her from behind and posted them online with hashtags like #LostInAfrica. Amara didn't respond. She just clenched her jaw, held her head up, and kept walking. But inside, her heart burned. Not from anger, not yet, but from humiliation and loneliness. A heartbreaking moment. It was on the third day that everything exploded. The hallway was crowded, students rushing to get to class. Amara had just come out of history, carrying her books. She didn't notice Reagan and Skylar sneaking behind her until it was too late. There was a loud ripping sound, unmistakable. Her skirt had been yanked and torn. Her thighs were exposed. The hallway froze. For one excruciating second, Amara stood frozen in shock, her face draining of color. Then came the laughter. Loud, cruel, echoing off the lockers. She used her books to cover herself and ran toward the bathroom, tears stinging her eyes. Reagan high-fived Skylar, while Maddie filmed the whole thing. They had no idea that in just 60 seconds, everything was about to change. The unexpected witness. What the bullies didn't know was that Mr. Cortez, the school's beloved science teacher, had seen the entire incident from around the corner. And even more than that, someone else had been watching too. Malik, Amara's older brother. He had come to drop off her forgotten lunch. As a senior at the local college and a former Eastbrook student, he still knew the halls. And when he saw what happened, something in him snapped. But he didn't lash out with fists. No. Malik had a different kind of power. He pulled out his phone and started recording. Then, calmly, he walked over to the crowd and said in a voice that cut through the laughter, "You think this is funny? You just committed assault on camera." The hallway went dead silent. He turned the camera toward Reagan, Skylar, and Maddie. "How about we send this to the police? Or better, let's go live on Instagram." The bullies turned white. "No, wait," Reagan started. Malik ignored her. "You tore a girl's clothes in public. That's not a prank. That's not bullying. That's a crime." Suddenly, they weren't laughing. They were begging. "Please delete it, we didn't mean to," Skylar whimpered. Mr. Cortez stepped forward. "It's too late for that." The aftermath. The principal called an emergency meeting. Malik submitted the video. Amara was offered support, and the district launched an investigation. Reagan, Skylar, and Maddie were suspended immediately. But that wasn't all. Malik posted the video on his social media, with the caption, "This is my sister. She moved here hoping for a fresh start. Instead, she was humiliated. But she's not the one who should be ashamed. They are. Hashtag justice for Amara. The video exploded. Within hours, local news outlets picked it up. Comments flooded in messages of support, love, apologies from other students who had stayed silent, and even calls from anti-bullying organizations wanting to meet Amara. At first, Amara didn't know what to do with all the attention. But then she realized something important: her pain had given others the courage to speak out. Rising above. In the weeks that followed, Amara became a voice for change at Eastbrook. She gave a speech in front of the entire school about racism, bullying, and the strength it takes to be kind when others are cruel. Her voice shook at first, but then it grew steadier with every word. "It's easy to be mean," she said. "But real strength is choosing kindness, especially when the world gives you every reason not to." The auditorium gave her a standing ovation. A new beginning. The next month, the school launched a diversity and inclusion program, and Amara was invited to co-lead it. She made new friends, people who saw her for who she was: strong, brilliant, and brave. As for Reagan, Skylar, and Maddie, they were forced to attend mandatory counseling and community service. But the biggest punishment? Their power was gone. No one feared them anymore. No one looked up to them. Their followers vanished. Their fake popularity crumbled. And they learned too late that cruelty always comes with a cost. Final message. To anyone who's ever been bullied, remember this. Your worth is not measured by someone else's ignorance. You are not alone. And sometimes, all it takes is one moment of courage to turn everything around. Yellow square call to action. Yellow square. Speech balloon. What would you do if you saw someone being bullied like Amara? Tell us in the comments. Your voice matters.